The best way to reach your year-end goal is the 5+1 method. I'm Kathleen Rafter. I'm a spiritual life coach and teacher and an EFT practitioner. So if you set a goal and you've been actively working on it and you just haven't been able to make any headway on it, the reason is probably because you have a limiting belief. And what is a limiting belief? It's a repetitive thought that you've stuffed into your subconscious mind, and it's not allowing you to move forward. And the 5+1 method is a very powerful method that I adapted from something I learned from Dr. David Feinstein. And when people are setting goals, usually they're just doing it mentally. But what makes this 5+1 method so powerful is that you're not only working on getting rid of the limiting belief mentally, emotionally, but you're also doing it physically and energetically or spiritually. And you're also going through and installing that belief using affirmations and visualization, again, using those 4 ways instead of just doing it mentally. And it's just a great process. There are 5 steps involved plus a bonus step. So I'll just walk you through what the steps are. Number 1, go through and formulate your goal in the form of an affirmation. And the most powerful way to do that is to stay in the present moment. So you say, I am, whatever the goal is, here and now. And whenever you say that, usually it's best to say it out loud. What will happen is that you'll automatically start thinking of limiting beliefs. And these are the thoughts that have been keeping you from working on the goal, from realizing the goal. So list those limiting beliefs and then start to tap on each one of those using EFT, emotional freedom techniques, or tapping. So just by going through and tapping on the standard points, the facial points, and the torso points for a standard round of EFT, you'll begin to release those limiting beliefs. That's really quite magical. And then once you do that, go through each one of those steps and be sure that each one is clear, that you don't have any energy on any of those anymore. And then go through and affirm your goal while tapping. So you repeat that, I am, whatever it is here and now. And you can do this for 2 or 3 rounds of tapping just to really embed it in your energetic system. And then go through and do the same thing, visualizing your goal. See yourself going through the steps that you at least think of that for now that you'll have to go through and take action on. See the end result. See yourself celebrating. See other people congratulating you. And then again, do 2 or 3 rounds of this. And then the last bonus step, the +1, is to actually get into action after doing this and just taking the smallest step. It could be emailing somebody, it could be checking something out on Google or ChatGPT, whatever it may be, but just take some action. So years ago when I was starting my practice, I was afraid to do it. And I used this method that I learned from Dr. Feinstein. And I had a goal. I am a successful business owner here and now. And when I wrote that down, I just had a whole list of limiting beliefs that came up. And I'll just walk you through the one that was the biggest at the time, that I didn't know anything about online business. So I said the goal, I am successful business owner, online business owner. And the limiting beliefs came and I marked them down. I listed them. And then the number 1 that I had the most energy on was, I don't know anything about online business. I don't know anything about online business. I don't know anything about doing an online business. I don't know anything about online business. I don't know where to start. I don't know anything about online business. I don't know anything about online business. I don't know anything about online business. Then I went through and I evaluated, do I still have any energy on that? If I did, I went through and continued. Usually after 3 rounds, I would be done with an issue like that. And the limiting belief would be, at least for that time, it would be totally gone. And after tapping, along with evaluating, I would also go through and think, did any other limiting belief come along? If it did, I would write that down and I would tap. And I always tried to get the one that I had the most energy, the most juice on, because lots of times in tapping in that manner, you'd go through and just release a whole bunch of limiting beliefs all at one time. And then, of course, I went through and I affirmed I am a successful business owner. I have a successful online business. And maybe did 2 or 3 rounds of this. And then I went through and visualized. I saw the end result, that I could do videos like this and post them. That I could actually go through and help people and make an income at doing that. I saw people congratulating me. And here I am doing this when I was afraid to do anything like this a few years ago. And I went through and got into action. I found a coach. I found out what I had to do. And here we are today. So just to summarize, if you have a goal that you set at the beginning of the year or sometime during this year and you just haven't been able to make any headway on it, this 5+1 method is very powerful because it's not only using your mental power, but you're supporting yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and energetically or spiritually by going through and doing the tapping. And the 5 steps are, first of all, to create a powerful affirmation. I am, whatever your goal is, here and now. That puts it in the present. And then listing the limiting beliefs that come along once you make that statement. And then go through and tap on each one of those until you feel complete. And when you do, just go through and evaluate after you tap on each one of the limiting beliefs and just see, am I clear on that? If you aren't, then tap another round or 2. And then think of, any other limiting beliefs that may have come along. Write those down and tap on those. And always tap on the ones that you've got the most energy on first, because lots of times that will collapse the rest of the group even more quickly. And then once you do the tapping on the limiting beliefs, tap while affirming your goal, I am, and then go through and visualize while tapping. See the action steps that you think you may have to take. They may change as you go along. And go through and tap on those and see yourself reaching that end point, reaching success, seeing people congratulate you and celebrating. And then the next step is the bonus step, +1, is to take an action step and to take some action every day. And at the end of the day, go through it and look at what you've done and working towards your goal. Or maybe you're working full time and you can't work on the goal every day, but go through daily or weekly and just see the steps that you've taken. That will help you to feel even more confident in moving forward. So I hope that you've enjoyed the steps in this video. And well, there are a couple more things. If you see that you're really not making the kind of headway that you want to do, stick with it, because you may have to do more than a round or 2. And when you are tapping, be aware of release signs that show that you're releasing the limiting belief. My release sign is a sigh. And it often happens at the end of the first round or in the middle of the second round of tapping, where I just have a big sigh and I know that it's a sign that I'm releasing that limiting belief. Some people yawn. Other people might feel the energy going out through their hands or their feet or through the top of their head. And I even know someone who belches when she's going through and releasing. So be aware of those releasing signs and be aware of any headway that you're making, even the smallest step, to show that you're moving toward realizing that goal. So if you liked the steps in this video here, please, I'm sure that you'll love the free ebook that I've created, 5 Steps to Create Inner Peace and Calm Your Soul, even if nothing else has ever worked for you before. And you'll find a link for the ebook below the video here. And please let me know how these steps are working for you. If you have any questions or comments about them, you can leave them in the comment section here below the video. Or if you'd like to keep it more private, contact me email me at kathy@kathleenrafter.com. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd be glad to help you in any way that I can. So try these out. Try the steps in the ebook. Let me know how it's going for you, and I'll see you next week.